Building workers are positioned on top of a partially completed skyscraper. The noise of metal and machinery fills the space. Two men have a disagreement, one feeling annoyed, the other feeling beaten. The annoyed individual is John Garrett, the site supervisor, and hold-ups are making him furious. However, as he departs, the commotion at the location gives way to a radio announcer discussing a recently found interstellar comet, Clark. Experts describe it as a rare event, visible near enough to touch Earth's path. Not dangerous, they claim. John hears without speaking. So when he drives into a peaceful suburban area, a sadness is visible on his face, not because of the news, but due to something private. He pauses at the entrance, but then walks in. His spouse Allison is on the exercise machine, not ignoring him, merely emotionally remote. Their brief conversation about their son Nathan's upcoming birthday feels strained. Their unspoken feelings conveyed more than anything they actually said. Nathan rushes in, eager to greet his father. As a result, the atmosphere becomes gentler. They head to his room, where the boy presents John with a picture of the comet. In bed, the father and son have a peaceful moment together, but it's broken when they remember Nathan needs his insulin because he has diabetes. Things don't stay calm for long. Afterward, the trio views the news collectively. The news presenters discuss Clark once more, a rapidly moving mass of ice and stone, with hundreds of smaller pieces following it. They claim it's not risky. That evening, John discreetly transfers his belongings to the spare bedroom, so we understand he's attempting to mend something that is already damaged. Daybreak, more reports about the comet. This time, tiny pieces could strike Earth, but experts promise there's no cause for concern. However, life does not stop for comfort. John is cleaning the barbecue for Nathan's party when Allison tells him to pick up some final item. In the shop, folks glance upwards. The comet can be seen now, streaking across the daytime sky like a fiery mark. So everyone pauses, captivated. Then John's phone vibrates. A nationwide alert from the president, then an automated phone message. He learns that he, his spouse, and their son have been chosen for emergency shelter transfer, but no one else in the shop receives the identical notification. His bewilderment shifts to dread. At the same time, at her house, Allison fails to notice the identical message being shown on their television. John runs out of the shop with Nathan. So when they pass military trucks and cargo planes going in the opposite direction, he understands that something is seriously amiss. Back at the house, visitors are already there for Nathan's celebration, unaware and happy. John takes Allison to the side and asks her if she received the notification. She dismisses it, believing it's a government exercise, but his gaze reveals otherwise. They go back to the living room, where everyone is watching the news report live. A piece of Clark is predicted to fall into the Atlantic Ocean. Children begin a countdown, excited to witness the splash. 3, 2, 1, nothing, only quiet. After that, the earth trembles. Glass shakes. John walks out. Birds are flying away from the sky. So natural reaction takes over. A powerful blast hits him, knocking down everything around it. Inside, pandemonium breaks out. The news reporter's voice shakes. The piece did not land in the sea. It struck Florida. The explosion was sensed many thousands of miles distant. On the television, satellite pictures display a burning gash in the ground. All eyes are on them, and the unspoken question everyone is thinking is finally voiced. If one shot landed, how many others are on their way? John's phone vibrates once more. Another presidential notification. This time, the message appears on his phone and the television for all to witness. However, no one else present in the room receives that identical message. This is personal. The notification informs him that only he and his close family have been chosen for reassignment. A message shows up on his device, getting onto a military plane. So fear takes over the house. Their companions gaze, understanding they are not selected. John and Allison hurry to pack, attempting to think quickly. Insulin for Nathan, provisions, water, all the necessities they could require. Nathan inquires about his grandfather, but Allison hardly notices him. She's hearing the news. The news reporters' voices shake as they announce the sky is actually on fire above various regions of the globe. As they back out of the drive, their friends surround the vehicle, eager for explanation. Someone yells that the news reports a huge piece of space rock, called the Planet Killer, is going to hit Earth in 2 days. So John understands there's no more time. A nearby resident rushes up, pleading with him to accept her child. He wishes to assist, but he is unable. Only those whose names are on the roster. His disagreement with Allison becoming public. Guilt versus survival. Even if they had brought her, she would be refused entry at the base. However, outside, society is already falling apart. Shops are being robbed, sirens wailing, smoke visible far away. They ran into a traffic jam. Thousands of vehicles stuck on the road. So John drives off the main road, taking a different path as the radio announces many strikes hitting the Earth. Some towns have vanished, others could be next. Researchers are now quietly discussing a catastrophe that could wipe out all life. They arrive at the air base, which is surrounded by a fence and watched over by armed guards. People are packed against the fences, yelling to get inside. So the soldiers check it and let the family pass. Inside, the disorder persists. They receive wristbands for ID and are instructed to cut down all their bags to just one. However, when John looks through their belongings, the insulin is missing. He hurries back to the vehicle. So Allison attempts to clarify the circumstances to the police, but she brings up Nathan's diabetes. That single piece of information alters everything. The policeman's voice changes. People with ongoing illnesses are not permitted. Allison begs, saying they are too dangerous to protect, but the choice has been made. She and Nathan are led away from the base. At the same time, John returns with the insulin, not knowing what had just occurred. He hurries to the aircraft, shouting to them, but the sound from the people makes it impossible to hear. He gets on a vehicle that is about to depart, still attempting to reach Allison. A traveler notices the insulin and discreetly informs him. Individuals with those kinds of ailments are not permitted. So John understands what occurred. Veer strikes. He insists on leaving the aircraft. However, before he gets the chance, everything goes wild. The entrances have been broken through. People who are not soldiers are attacking the base. Gunfire erupts. One of the aircraft is leaking fuel. John yells for everyone to leave. So he seeks shelter as the plane blows up, triggering a series of blasts along the airstrip. Once things settle, John discovers Allison and Nathan couldn't get in. So he hurries back through the fiery base, eager to locate them. Outside, he discovers their vehicle is missing. Just a note remaining. Allison is driving Nathan to her dad's place, but Nathan's blood sugar is already getting low. While traveling, Allison pulls over at a drugstore. She sees Nathan's blood sugar is alarmingly low. So she looks through the dim, ransacked shelves for insulin, attempting to hold her trembling hands still. While the world outside crumbles, disorder breaks out. A group of criminals bursts into the drugstore, shooting immediately. Shouts fill the air as gunfire rips through the displays. Allison takes Nathan and flees, so staying alive turns into a natural reaction. She goes out the rear exit into the smoke and chaos outdoors. They were able to stop a car driving by. A pair of people traveling north, offering them a lift for the time being. However, something seems wrong right away. They stare a bit too long at her wristband, the identical wristband that allows entry to safety. The discussion becomes strained. Inquiries turn into orders. A short time afterward, the vehicle abruptly halts. So Allison is tossed onto the road, her wristband torn from her arm. The pair drives away with Nathan still in the car, abandoning her by the roadside, vulnerable, injured, and frantic. At the same time, John's fortune changes. He gets a lift going north with some guys crammed into a supply vehicle. One of them, Colin, says they are going to Canada, where a pilot is taking people to the final active shelters. The rumor is that the bunkers can be found in Greenland. So John pays close attention, a spark of hope returning. Colin instructs him to locate his family and rendezvous at that spot, but a different individual in the vehicle has been observing John, specifically his wristband. Avarice escalates into aggression. The man insists John give it to him, so a violent struggle begins inside the moving vehicle. The conflict becomes fatal. The motorist loses command. The lorry overturns, metal twisting, people tossed out. John pulls himself from the wreckage, bruised and cut. The person who assaulted him is now deceased. Colin also failed to succeed. Continuing her journey, Allison is once more given a ride by a different group traveling to the military base nearby. So she holds on to the belief that Nathan could be there, in the same direction the abductors were heading. Nathan remains with the group as they reach the base. As the soldiers inspect everyone's wristbands, the boy says something. "Those aren't my parents." So the soldiers quickly capture the kidnappers and take Nathan indoors to keep him safe. Many hours later, Allison arrives at the same base. She looks desperately through various tents, medical stations, and command centers until she eventually locates Nathan. Her tiredness fades as she finds out he received treatment and insulin. The medical assistant provides aid, so she organizes for Allison and Nathan to be placed on a vehicle going to her father's city, vowing to replenish their medical provisions before their departure. At the same time, John forces his way into an empty house to get water and food. He switches on a functioning television. The emergency announcement verifies it. The biggest effect will arrive in under a day, so he doesn't delay. He discovers car keys inside the house and drives along damaged highways and smoke-filled skies, going directly to Allison's father's home. Upon his arrival, the elderly man is quietly engaged in a card game with his companion. A final evening of normalcy before the world's demise. John inquires about Allison. The animosity between them remains present. However, the circumstances offer no opportunity for arrogance, so they put their disagreements aside. The comet is approaching, and the most important task is to locate Allison and Nathan before impact. At the same time, Allison and Nathan pull into a gas station and are able to phone home. So John and her dad quickly drive off, hoping to get to them before another attack. When the family at last comes together again, calm takes over from the disorder. Inside the house, John briefly confirms that the details regarding the Greenland shelters are accurate. So he persuades Allison that their sole option is to travel north to Canada, where aircraft are still departing. They get ready fast, bracing for the unbelievable trip in front of them. However, Allison's dad declines to attend. He has accepted his fate of remaining. All at once, a huge piece of the comet crashes into the distance. The blast shakes the panes.